Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Mystic Destinies. I'm just gonna call it Mystic Destinies from now on. Just saying. Anyway, so last time, Inara, Sparkles! We really should have named her Sparkles, and her last name could have been the Unicorn. And I'm Sparkles the Unicorn. That would have been so goddamn good. Why didn't I think of that? Damn it! Damn me, we should have re-recorded that whole first part. Instead of like Inara Fujimoto. Psh, whatever. Sparkles the Unicorn would have been great. Anyway, so yeah. So she, found out she's pretty much like a golem or something. Like her mother created her and now just passed a curse onto her. So anyway. I grabbed my... hello? I didn't click on that. Ugh. I grabbed my head that's throbbing with pain. Where am I? I'm so groggy I can scarcely remember my own name, much less what happened yesterday. In case you can't tell, she's got a brown eye and a green eye, so that's pretty freaking cool. But that's part of, obviously, the cursey thingy. I managed to force my eyes open and ease myself up into a sitting position. Holding my head still, I go back through everything I remember. I went to school, then I met Mother for lunch on Saturday. Flashes of strange images suddenly come to mind. A strange house I didn't know my mother owned. Having tea by the setting sun? Then last, the feelings of helplessness, fear and confusion while my mother made strange preparations under a full moon. And, of course, brief but excruciating pain. I laugh nervously. That's right, it must have been a dream. I can't shake the negative feelings that the dream gave me, though, or my grogginess. Somehow, though, I managed to push myself out of bed. I check my phone screen. I notice there's an email notification from the school. But more importantly... Crap, I have to get to school! I rush to get dressed and grab some pain relievers before I run out the door. I just wish, again, we could create, pick a style, out of a couple of them, because, I am not super fan of, let me do a pretty side ponytail with this big flower. It's, way too girly. I kind of wish they would give you, a couple options, and you could be like, I'm gonna choose this chick. Because she's just the face there, whatever. While waiting for a traffic light to change, I check my phone. Curious, I opened the email I saw earlier. You have been added to Intro to Mystical Studies. Please follow the instructions below to find your class. What? I think back, but I don't remember requesting any such class. Mystical Studies? Is that like religion or something? The class starts almost immediately after my last one of the day, so I won't have time to find out about it. I'll just go talk to the teacher and figure it out later. The light turns green and I put my phone away. Yeah, I won't worry about all this weird stuff. I'll just keep focused on what I need to do today. So you don't think she would have realized that her eyes have changed colors? Because, when you get up and, even if you're late, don't you at least look in the mirror for, half a second? To brush your damn hair? Despite my best efforts, my headache never went away. But all my classes are done for the day. Well, except for one. I go to the elevator and look for a button to the basement, as the instructions said. I didn't even know this place had a basement. Place finger over elevator buttons. I hover my fingers over nothing, feeling like an idiot. But then the air shimmers around my hand. A button appears in the empty space with a symbol indicating basement. What just happened? Okay, Inara, just stay calm. You're probably just tired in seeing things. Okay, Sparkles the Unicorn, just stay calm. I firmly cut off all other thoughts forming in my mind and press the button. I step out into a hallway that looks like something out of a fantasy movie. Okay, this is getting so weird that even I'm starting to have trouble ignoring it. I'm nervous now. There aren't any students that I can see, and I'm a little intimidated by the dimly lit hall. I slowly walk down the corridor. The rooms are sparse and few between, leading me to wonder just how big the rooms are. I'm just kidding. Finally, I stop in front of a large door. I take a deep breath to gather my courage. I push it open. A black-haired man turns to look at me. I get an interesting sensation of deja vu. Well, yeah, because the Aqua dude. Are you Professor Kazama? So there you are, Fujimoto. The unicorn. Sparkles the unicorn. Sorry I'm late. It took me longer than I thought to get here. No worries, it's your first day. Have a seat. I do as I'm told. I scan the room quickly and find an empty seat in the strange classroom. Wait, I could swear I just saw some familiar people in the class. But it would be rude to look around, so I just faced forward. Oh, I forgot to ask if I should be in this class. Oh well, I am curious to what it's about. Professor Kazama walks up to me and hands me a syllabus. When I look down at it, I'm not sure if it's a joke or not. Objectives: understand early magical history, understand basics of advanced magical theory, demonstrate mastery of basic magical techniques. What is this? But by then the professor's already walked back to the front of the room. Here's my thing though. Don't you think, like, because, hi, some of the strange students that she recognizes are people that she's met before, obviously. You know, the dudes. But one of them is like a third year and one of them is a second year, so it's like, shouldn't they have already taken this class? Like, if you're going to this college and it's like, Introduction to Magical Studies, shouldn't you have already taken that by the time you're a third year? I'm just saying. He launches into a lecture on something called the unseen world. Everyone around me looks as if this is nothing new, but I keep waiting for the punchline. It's more correct to call the unseen world multiple realms. Most supernatural beings live within the hidden pocket of the human realm, but there are at least 9 different realms that we know of. I'm trying to keep my focus on the lecture, but I'm kind of freaking out. What Professor Kazama is saying sounds insane, yet no one around me is reacting to it. On top of everything, there are windows in the class, and a basement, and they're showing some kind of mountain scenery. None of this makes any sense. I feel like I have to get out of the room or I'll lose my mind. But through force of will, I managed to keep it together until the end of class. That's when the professor asks me to come to the front of the room. Fujimoto, would you come to the front of the class? I'd like you to provide a demonstration of your power for us. Huh? I walk up to the front slowly in a complete daze. This will be your home room for your magical classes, but I've been asked to see what you could do so we can better place you in the rest of your classes. I have no idea what's going on here, but I think you have the wrong girl. You mean you really have no idea what any of this is about? No, I don't. Well, maybe the fastest way for you to understand is through first-hand experience. With that, Professor Kazama places one of his hands out toward me, palm up. A small sphere of light forms over it, and I can't believe what I'm seeing. What? What's going on here? Genuinely scared, I take a few steps back amidst the murmurs of the class. Here goes. Kazama pulls his hand back, aiming the sphere right at me. How? Why is this happening? What do I do? My fear, stress, and confusion with the entire situation finally come to a boiling point. The splitting headache I've had all day is just icing on the cake. All of a sudden, more than anything else, I'm pissed off. A hot feeling bubbles up inside me and I feel like I'm gonna burn up. A painfully bright light surrounds me. I can barely understand what's happening as Kazama throws the sphere at me. And I'm dead. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just kidding. I was like waiting for it to like start back up and I'm like, oh, I have to click. Oops. But seriously, no, I'm kidding. I'm aware of the sensation of cold, hard stone underneath me. I feel extremely worn out, like I can't even move my head. But I also notice my headache is gone. For some reason, I smell smoke and I struggle to open my eyes. I see 2 surprising people around me from the business club of all places. The one kneeling next to me is Shu, and the one standing looking down at me is Tatsuya. What are they doing here? I also see many students standing around. Further away, I see a beautiful woman tending to Kazama, who's holding his hand. Sorry about this, Luce. Try not to get yourself blown up again for a while, Hikaru. So his name's Hikaru. Something about the name strikes me as being right, far more than Kazama. And what does she mean by blown up? That's when the previous events all come rushing back to me. I try to sit up, but Shu puts a hand on my shoulder. Don't overdo it, just lie down. You must be exhausted after releasing so much power. I really want to do voices for them, but I don't know which kind of voices to do for them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not good with dude voices. Power? Just then, Shinji walks over. I mean, I could do a really bad British accent! Like, oh, golly gee, I swear. Oh, I had no idea I was going to blow you up, good sir. I could do a magical unicorn voice. You's here too? The hell is going on? That's right, you kind of blew up the classroom. Yeah, sorry about that. I turn and see Hikaru walking up to the group. Despite what Shu had said, I managed to push myself up anyway. I really underestimated you. Thankfully, I managed to shield everyone in time, but my hand in the classroom didn't get off so easy. I looked down. I looked down at his hand. It's covered in bandages. I feel distinctly horrified and so confused. I did that? You did. I know it wasn't on purpose, but that just makes you even more dangerous. I don't know how you awakened so suddenly and with so much power, but you're too dangerous right now to others and yourself. You need to partner with someone until you can get your powers under control. What do you mean by partner with someone? I don't even understand where these supposed powers came from. Then it hits me. My mother. The ritual. Somehow it wasn't a dream. Regardless, you need a lot more instruction than just a class every evening. You need someone who'll be able to help you learn the basics and protect themselves from you. Professor Kazama looks around the guys surrounding me. Since these young men seem to be so interested in you, maybe you could choose one of them. Every one of them is trustworthy. I know you'll be able to rely on them. What? Seriously, Mr. K? You have got to be kidding me. I don't have time to babysit anyone. If she needs help, I don't mind. Consider it an assignment. I'll grade you on it and everything if you want. But Fujimoto, your powers are... I know I want to... Sparkles the unicorn. Your powers are far too volatile to be left alone. So much funnier. I know it's a lot to ask, but please make your decision now. So see, this is basically... Oh, see, they're doing it in order. He was the first one, he's the next. So he's going to be the last one, the teacher. So if you choose, like, any of these three guys now, because, like, I chose Shinji because he seemed to want to help us. And I like his pretty purple hair, and he seems really odd and weird, and I like that, because he talks to himself. He's probably talking to some kind of ghost or something. But if you choose one of them, all they basically do is walk you home, you have a little bit of a conversation with them, and then that's it. And then the game's over. So right now, we only have these two paths. So we'll just actually start with Shu's path, and then we'll probably go down the rest of them as we go. So we'll start with Shu. Come on, it's Shu time. Oh, it's show. It is show. That's how you say it. Showtime. Yeah, showtime. Okay, show. I'll try to say it right, because, yeah. Sho Hattori, the emotional drama king. Sho is a popular and upbeat drama student who lives to socialize. He can come off as cocky and airheaded at times, but he's also very sweet. Secretly, Sho hides painful struggles behind a smile. Even as an adult, he still lacks control of his powers, and his choice of career remains at odds with the acceptance he seeks from his family. Can we go back? Yeah. So we can read about them. Tetsuya Yukamura. When Tetsuya isn't concentrating on his studies, he tends to run a little hot and cold. Even as a child, he was always very focused and serious, but those traits have become even more dominant due to the current state of his family. Tetsuya is confident in his powers and abilities, but he isn't always keen to show them off. Diligence is all I recognize. Shinji, thanks to his appearance, this dreamy genius with a talent for music is often perceived as a slacker by others. Not that he minds. Never feeling as if he quite belongs, Shinji drifts through life. A certain event years ago gave him a special ability that only separates him from others more. Lost between two worlds, Shinji is trying to find his purpose in life. Ah, I like it. He's so sweet. Takumi. The free-spirited Takumi comes from a human family that cautions him against getting involved with the mystical world he finds so fascinating. Though Takumi respects his family's reasons, he has no intention of cutting ties with the supernatural world. Instead, he leads a secret nightlife only those closest to him knows about. Hikaru. I don't know why I all of a sudden just couldn't say that. It's like all the some letters just... Blah, 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 blah. The enigmatic professor. The ever-charming Hikaru has a tragic life, though rarely will one catch him without a smile plastered on his face. He is known as a friendly yet stern man who takes his job very seriously, but he prefers to stay in his memories of a happier time when he can. Hikaru rarely uses his abilities to the fullest because of past events that still haunt him to this day. Ooh, what a sexy path. A haunted teacher. Obviously, we're going to choose Sho. Let's read his character bio. Age 20. Birthday August 10th. He's 5'8". His major is theater and drama. He likes peaches and the sun. He dislikes ghosts and being ignored. They say Sho is so bad at cooking he can actually burn water. Unlock his hidden side as you read through the story. Oh. Okay. Read story. We'll go through his. I guess we do chapter 1. Fire starter. Ooh. Dun dun dun. Wait, are we reading his story or are we choosing him? Oh crap, that's not what I wanted to do. Can we go back? Let's go return. Oh wait, we don't want to... Shit. Crap, crap, crap. Oh, these are... Crap, no, I want to go back. This is... See, I saved all the little paths when I was doing it the last time. We'll just save here. And then return. I don't want to do this, though. I don't want to actually read his... Oh, did I choose him? Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that's what I chose. Professor Kazama's words ring in my ears. My stomach is in knots. Make my decision now. How can I just choose? Despite my uncertainty, my eyes naturally drift toward Sho. He's the one I met first and talked to most, so I guess... Okay, fine. I pick Sho. Huh? Me? Suddenly looking very serious, Sho returns to Professor Kazama. Professor K, I can't. You know I can't. My pal... Sho, I think this will be good for you. Besides, at least any explosions she causes can't hurt you. Hold up. Explosions? Please tell me I'm not going to explode people by accident. Yeah, you're right. Of course you are. Professor, I don't see how this is a good idea in any sense of the word. If the only other option is Sho, I'd be a much better candidate. I could teach her at least. Tetsuya, this was her decision. We have to respect it. Yeah, but how could she possibly act responsibly without full knowledge of the situation? I don't know. Maybe Tetsuya's right. I'm definitely the worst candidate here right now. If you can't believe in your judgment, then trust in mine. You can do this, Sho. As I rise to my feet, I can't help but feel uneasy. Did I make the right choice? Maybe I should have picked someone else. Everyone turns to face me, expectant. I want to say that I want to switch partners, but one look at Sho's face completely crushes my will to do that. I don't know what's going on, but I should at least give him a chance. I changed what I was going to say instead. So I'll just go home now. There's a lot I need to process. Wait, I'll walk you home. No, that's all right. It's not far. I'm sure I'll be fine. Oh, but I insist. You chose me to help you after all, so that's what I'm going to do. Well, I'm way too tired to argue this. Fine, all right, let's get going then. Without waiting for Sho, I move toward the elevator. Another place where it feels like the walls are closing in. I sigh. This whole situation is making me feel claustrophobic. As I walk into the elevator, I hear Sho's rushed footsteps behind me. Hey, wait up! He somehow manages to slip into the elevator just before me. Ha, made it! I can't help but be a little amused as the elevator closes with a gentle ding. We make our way towards my apartment building. The silence between us gives me time to think. Did I make the right choice? I'm still not sure. I glance at Sho out of the corner of my eye. He's walking right beside me, so close our hands almost brush against each other a couple of times. I did see him slacking off. He was having a nap in the business club room after all. Sho looks at me. Can I be sure he won't just slack off when he's supposed to help me? Hey, I was wondering... I nearly jump out of my skin when he suddenly starts to talk. Yes? Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I was just wondering why you chose me. Oh... I grew intensely uncomfortable and started pulling my hands through my ponytail. I don't know. Why did I choose Sho? And why does he seem so weird about it? You don't have to answer that. Sorry for being all weird. So you're human, right? I should be telling you about all the awesome stuff in our world, since it's your world now too. Like, oh, vampires are actually real, you know. They tend to mostly stick with their own clans, though. So no creepy loner vampires who live in giant castles all by themselves. As far as I know, anyway. So vampires are real. I wonder if they burn in the sun, or maybe they sparkle? Like me, because I'm a unicorn. Also, as Sho gets ready to continue his lecture on Supernatural 101, I'm suddenly struck with a thought. What about you? Are you anything? Me? I'm a phoenix. Oh, a phoenix? Wait, you mean like the Firebird? Rise from the ashes and all that? Well, we're not actual birds. And we sort of lost the ability to rise from the ashes a long time ago. No one's really sure why. But we're still pyrokinetics. Technically, anyway. Is that why Professor Kazama said I can't blow you up? Yep, fire can't really hurt me. That's one ability all phoenixes are born with. The conversation dies down after that, and we finally come to a stop in front of my building. Sho stands in front of me, fidgeting. Will you be okay all alone? Should I stay? I should be fine if I don't get too emotional, right? I mean, I got through my classes fine earlier. I think so. Well, maybe. You should stay away from stuff that might trigger any release of power. Even when he says that, he still looks worried. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to play it safe then. I won't play any video games or do anything else that might be too stimulating. I can't help myself, the sarcasm just falls right out of my mouth. So much for being reassuring, Inara, sparkles the unicorn. Great, then I can head home without worrying. But before I go, let's exchange numbers just in case. Sho pulls out his phone, ready to receive my number. How is he so casual about this? Sure. Once we exchange numbers, I wave goodbye to Sho. Take care, don't hesitate to call me if you need anything. I nod and see him off before climbing the stairs to my apartment. He seemed cheerful enough, but I can't shake the feeling that he's still worried about me. When I get in, I drop my bag on the floor and fall face down on my bed. As soon as I close my eyes, thoughts of Sho run rampant behind them. I'm not really sure what to think of him, and I get the feeling he's hiding something. But along with his mysterious troubled expressions, I find his smile so etched into my mind. I'm pretty sure, like, that's typically, yeah, the end. So that's basically almost the same thing, except for they tell you what they are or about themselves. Or, like, whatever. So you have, like, a little part like that, and that's what's basically free. So you can play all the way that for every one of the guys, and then it kind of just, there's nothing else you can do, so. It's kind of like a bummer, but whatever. And then now, we have the two paths, so. Cool. Anyway. I eventually managed to push myself off my bed to do my nighttime rituals. Dressed in my pajamas, I'm alone in my dark, tiny bathroom. I stare down at the running water slowly pooling in my cupped hands. Completely mesmerized, my thoughts quiet down for once. Light from the bedroom slithers in through the open door, dimly illuminating the small space. I gently wash away the peach scrub I'd put on my face. The warm water feels nice against my skin. I look up at my reflection as I pat down with a towel. Huh? What the? I blink once. Twice. It can't be. I move closer to the mirror. What the hell? With my nose practically touching my reflection, I can't help but gasp at what I see. My eyes. One of my eyes is now a vivid green instead of brown. Stunned into complete silence, I slowly pull back from the mirror. There's no way this is normal. I carefully touch my reflection. For a moment, I actually wonder if it might suddenly reach out and grab me, but nothing like that happens. I look so strange with mismatched eyes. Could this be a side effect of my new powers? As I'm trying to figure out the various possibilities for my eye color change, I finally realize something. This green, it's exactly the same shade as... A sharp pain rings through my skull as repressed memories start flooding back to me. I open my eyes, I can see the full moon hanging up high in the sky above me. No, 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 no! I try to move, but my body is completely unresponsive. Help me, please help! A homunculus, the perfect copy of my physical self. So I created you. I am not your mother. I am the alchemist who made you. The chalk outline suddenly glows an eerie green. Shizuka stares at me. Shizuka stares at me, and I can see the green of her eyes starts to swirl and change into brown. I want to scream as the pain spreads from my eyes to the rest of my body. It hurts so much. Please make it stop. I'm sorry. I can barely hear her whisper the words. My mother. No, she's not my mother. My creator. The memory of the pain brings it back all anew. Like a wildfire, the ghostly pain spreads through my body. My vision starts to get blurry. No, not again. A bright light flashes, suddenly illuminating the dim bathroom. Ah! That was terrible. Ah! In a rush of panic, I stumble and bump into the counter, accidentally knocking something to the ground. As I watch my glasses fall and clatter to the floor, I'm startled back into reality. The light goes away as quickly as it came. I don't move. I don't dare to. It feels like the world is closing around me. I look back at the mirror, my own expression surprises me. Terror. I'm afraid of myself, of what I can do, of what I might do, accidentally or not. I'm unsure of what to do, if I can even do anything. I know I can't even begin to comprehend what my creator did, or how to undo it. My mind wanders deeper and deeper into the endless, terrible outcomes. Suddenly, the familiar vibration on my phone lets me know that I have a missed message. The screen lights up again, and I pick it up. Message received. I scrub my tears away and sigh. I'm an idiot. The light that scared me so much, it was just my phone going off. I actually thought I was about to blow up something. Trying to rid myself of the overwhelming embarrassment, I quickly grab my phone and go back to my room. Well, at least you tried to calm yourself down, you know what I mean? I sit down on the bed to read the message. Oh, they're both from Show. I tap the touchscreen to reveal 3 very cheerful messages. Why am I not surprised he texts like this? Hey, it's me. Surprise? Bet you weren't expecting a text from me so soon. I got home and I thought I should check with you. Today must have been really scary for you, suddenly being thrown into a whole different world like that. Everything will be cool. You're in the best school to learn all you need, and I'll be there for you whenever you need me. Good night. What in the mother... I like how it's an iPhone. I stare at the cheerful messages and I can't help but laugh. Even in text form, Show seems to be very, well, him. I gently tap the screen again and open the next message. P.S. Don't forget to stay away from anything too exciting. Don't watch any emotional dramas, just in case. Night. I snort. He really took me seriously with that. Still, his texts are kind of adorable. Maybe I should text him. I'll send him something. Be funny. I decide to snap a selfie with my phone. I pucker my lips out as much as I can in the famous duck face pose and hold up a peace sign. Everything's peaceful here, I type, then hit send. A few minutes later, I receive a photo even more ridiculous than mine. Show's almost making the same face I am, but he has bunny ears on. The combination is enough to make me start laughing, which for me is a several minute ordeal. I go to sleep feeling unreasonably cheerful. Aww. Oh my god, how many? Yes, that's our one that we want to save. Why does it? You can see it's August 28th at 8:07 p.m. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.